Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Plan B Success. Today, I'd like to ask you a question. What are you afraid of? Yes, what are you afraid of that's holding you back from realizing your full potential? What are you afraid of that's holding you back from being who you are, your authentic self? What are you afraid of that's holding you back from looking at your own creative strengths, your powers, your superpowers that I talked about in a recent episode, and unleashing them for your own benefit? What are you afraid of? Remember, in the You Too Have Superpowers episode, I had talked about a character, a popular and principal character of the renowned Indian epic of Ramayana, the monkey god Hanuman. I had talked about the story that goes to show that Hanuman was bestowed with remarkable powers by the gods, but he was also cursed to be unaware of them. As a result, he was never aware of his true potential unless reminded by someone in the time of need. He had to be reminded in that time of need to use them and conquer the seemingly impossible. Well, the reason that I'm reminded of that today is that when I look around, there's so much of potential. There's so much of potential in people that I know of as well as I do not know of. Yet, these people are blissfully unaware of what they could be or what they could do. And that goes for you too. Are you aware of your own potential? Do you know what you are capable of? Do you know what you can do and cannot do? How do you find out? That's the question that we'll try to answer today. Well, when we look around and look at our own selves, what are we? We are a sum total of our experiences in life. We turn out to be what our circumstances make of us. The situations that we are in, the experiences that we have had, and our reaction to those experiences, that's the sum total of what we are today. And that keeps changing from time to time as time passes by. Hopefully in the direction of growth, in the direction of more expertise, more experience, and as a result, wiser individuals. Hopefully that's what we'll all turn out to be. Yet, there are those that have battled the odds and their lives have turned into inspiration for others. How so? When I talk about these people, people that have been in the lowest of the low situations, but they came out triumphant, those are the ones that inspire us. Just being low did not break them. It actually helped make them into who they are, who we continue to remember even today. Take any legend, for example, in the sports arena, in the freedom fighting or civil war arena, wherever you look around, in the scientific arena, we have people that we look up to. Why do we do so? Because of who they turned out to be, because of the triumph they had on the odd situations that they were in. As a result, they become an inspiration to us in order to follow in their footsteps and do what they did, the seemingly impossible. Some are driven by purpose, others by fear, and yet others something else. Each of us has a different driver that influences us. We all have motivating factors in life to do better, to excel. Some of us pursue and conquer these objectives that we have set for ourselves in our life, whereas others embrace whatever they confront. But each of us has the potential to be much, much more than what we credit ourselves with. You do not have to pursue just one thing in order to lead a happy life. Although contrarian, there are people that say, choose one passion and just pursue it throughout life. You are a human being. You can have multiple interests. You can pursue multiple interests at points in time, but give it your best. Go to the deepest extent possible for whatever you pursue and give it your best, and whatever comes back in return is what you deserve. Focus on not one, two, but more things, which is okay. You could become an expert in one thing by following that because that's what you're passionate about. But when you are trying out to figure out what your passion is, there's no harm in trying multiple things. If you enjoy more than one thing, well, that's great. You have multiple things to pursue then. There are so many flavors that life has to offer. Why not partake of them and try them out? What you do for 8 hours in a day to make a living is fine, because that's what you do for a living. But if that's your passion too, that's much better. But if it's not, that's fine too. You should be pursuing your passions, things that could be hobbies for you, and who knows, they might turn out to be professions at a later point in time. Pursue other things like singing if you like to sing, writing if you like to write, and even spending time with family and friends. All of these things energize you, they nurture you, they bring out the good in you and help you excel in whatever steps you take towards being a better person. It's human nature to avoid things that you're unsure of, that you're afraid of. Conquer that anxiety and just venture out to do it. Execute on it. Rest assured, you will come out just fine. And even if you do not come out just fine in the beginning, that's okay. That's how you learn. You fall, you learn to get up, you walk again, you might fall again, but you will have to get up. And when you make an attempt never ever to give up, guess what? Success has no choice but to come after you. How are you ever going to know what you're capable of? If your heart is prodding you to go ahead and do something, do not analyze that thing using your head all the time. Just do it. There's a famous strip that I just saw recently where Steven Spielberg says, your passion has a way of whispering to you in your ear. It's never going to shout at you. It's just going to whisper. And you have to make an attempt to listen to that whisper. And when you do, you know what you're passionate about and you know what you need to pursue for the rest of your life. And when you do pursue it, number one, you will enjoy it because you're pursuing something you love. Number two, there's a huge contribution you're making to the world in terms of what you have pursued and what you have achieved. So that's why pursuing your passion is important. If your heart is prodding you to go ahead and do something, don't spend time analyzing it using your head all the time. Listen to your heart and just do it so you do not regret a missed opportunity at a later time. I agree that we all live in a complex world where sometimes you have to make situational compromises. That's true. But if that dictates what you seek and aspire to do, you will never ever be done. Take a leap of faith and just go for it. Go for what your heart is asking you to do. I assure you, life has a way of making sure that things work out in the end. When you look back, you'll be glad you did what you had to. Never ever question what you're capable of. Why don't you discover it for yourself? You'll be amazed at what you find. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe, leave a review and a comment, and make sure you pass the word to others so that they might enjoy this content as well, and then they can share it with others. Spread the word. Thank you.